Since we asking. You married. Okay, cool. And all the black men you know are married, right?
Yes.
Cool. Are you the average black man?
Yes.
You are the average black man.
Yes.
So you're married. You make $50,000 a year, right?
I make more than that, but yes.
Okay, so you're not. So you're married. You're not average. You make more than $50,000 a year. You're not average. What makes
$50,000 isn't average.
$50,000 is average for the black man?
No, that's below average. If you look
No,
at
it's
the average,
not.
the average is 80,000.
The average black man does not make. Man, this dude don't.
No, you're looking at the below average black man who makes under 50,000. The average is set at 80,000. That's the normal income for any household in 2024. That should be. That's the stated facts.
Hold on. Household.
The household doesn't include the people that live in the household. It includes the person that runs the household.
Sir, households can include two people, first and foremost.
It can include two people, but I'm speaking of specifically is the individual.
Households can equal two people. It can't equal one, meaning in a household, there's two adults in a household, right? Then the man could be the breadwinner. He could be making 100%, 80%, whatever. So he could be making $80,000. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, my niece just texted me and said $80,000. She said, dreaded a damn lie. That was funny. Yeah, the average black man doesn't make $80,000 a year. In a household that's two people, so that would be two people making $40,000 a year, or the man making 50 and the woman making 30, or the man making 60 and the woman making 20. That's a household. The average black man makes, actually, I think he makes less than $50,000 a year, if I'm not mistaken, but I just rounded up to 50. So the average black man makes around $50,000 a year. You make more than the average black man.
And what did I say earlier? What is your definition of the average black man?
The definition of the average black man is, I'm talking about in these contexts, the majority of people would equal the average, right? Like that's that's, I know that's not how the average technically is defined, but in this case, that's how I'm defining it. So the average black man isn't married. The common black man isn't married. The common black man doesn't make $80,000 a year. These are not common themes in our society. How could it be, Dreaded, when y'all just got done saying that the average black woman or woman in general, they have all of these children out of wedlock, right? But then turn around and say that the majority of men are married. It doesn't make sense, brother.
I never said any of that. You using what's the name reference for me? I never said any of that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all sound like the same people to me. My bad. Go ahead. So I'm not understanding. So what do you need me to prove? What do you need for me to prove to you that the majority of black men aren't married?
What I'm saying is, all right, show me the actual statistics that goes into the correlation between what you're stating as the average black man and the marriage rate.
What?
That'll prove your idea of the average black man.
What are you talking about?
What I said was, go look up the statistics of the average black man who fits your demographic of average black man.
It's not my
show me their marriage rate. It is your opinion.
It's just the average black. The average black man ain't married. What are you talking about? It's not my definition. The average black man ain't married.
No,
that's not my definition.
This is what I'm saying to you. By your definition of what the average black man is, a black man who's broke, makes 50,000 a year, is not making too much money, and is single. Go look up and find the statistics for that number of black men who fit that demographic compared to the women. Then show me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm telling. Hold on. Let me go back.
Now you don't know what I'm talking about.
You're just.
It's very easy, sir. You can go to the CDC right now. Type in black men who make 50,000. That would be your. Listen. This is your average, right? Your idea of the average black man is black men who make 50,000 or less, who are single. So you go to the CDC. You type in black men.
I don't know.
50,000.
I don't know about. Wait.
They'll give you the rate.
Hold on. You're talking too much. I didn't say anything about being single. I said black men or men. By the way, now you want to talk about black men because this is how y'all always do this fake I care about black people stuff when you don't. But anyways, I was talking about men in general. This prompt is about men in general. Now you want to talk about black men specifically, but let's get back to topic. Men, I was saying, are lonelier than women. And they are lonelier than women. Whether they're in a relationship or not. Men are lonelier than women. Because women, the women that aren't in relationships, their lives look like this. The men who aren't in relationships, their lives look like this on average. That's what I was saying. That was the point that I was making. You just tried to pivot and you just tried to straw man me. That wasn't what I was saying, bro. You got to listen closer. And I said that the average man is poor. The average man is not making enough money. The average man is angry and doesn't know how to process his emotions. This is average for men. This ain't below the average of men. This is average men. The average woman, yeah, she's making less money than men. I'll give you that. But the average woman is there are more women per capita doing better than men. And what I'm saying that is there are women who are per capita, more women are educated, more women are starting jobs and starting businesses than men. More women are finding success than men are right now. You want to go back to black men, specifically black men, more black women are employed than black men. There are more black women in the workforce than black men. See what I'm saying? So women are doing better. They're on the uptick. Men are on the decline. The average man, the average woman is doing like this, maybe not skyrocketing. She's slowly more like this, but it's moving. And the average man is freaking crashing, bro. Like they're flaming out. They're going straight down to the bottom.
Bro, I came from the average workforce, so I know exactly what the average man and the average woman looks like. That's why I said I'm the average man. I used to be the guy who used to work all the warehouse jobs, used to be out there doing all the small tasks to make money. And I'm like I explained to you earlier, the average man is not. The average man is more successful and is actually more happier and more better off alone than the average woman.
That is a lie.
Sir, how is it a lie? Most of the average women don't.
The studies prove this. Men,
sir,
unmarried. Hold on,
already either have kids or not making enough money.
Bro, Carl, bro, I'm gonna let you go, sir. Unmarried men, they have shorter lives than married men. Unmarried men are less happy than married men. Unmarried men make less money than married men. Everything you're saying is unequivocally false. Unequivocally, like 1,000% false. Easy stats to look up. Easy. Not even, these are like no brain. You can look it up. Super duper easy. So everything you're saying is a lie. You already lied and said the majority of black men are married. They're not. You said the majority of black men make $80,000 a year, or the average black man makes $80,000 a year. We don't. You just said that the average man is happier without a woman. They're not.
I said the average income. I said the average income is $80,000. I never said the average man makes that much.
Is $80,000. That's two people, sir. So you were wrong. Again, I know what you said. You were wrong. So you're just wrong. So what are you doing right now? You're just wrong about everything. What's the point?
I'm just wrong about everything. But sir, you still haven't debunked anything I said.
Huh?
You're just going off your narrative, but you haven't proven anything you said.
I did. What are you talking about?
No, you just rambled on for like a good 5 minutes just trying to put down men, but you haven't stated any actual facts. I just told you from my own experience and from what I've seen in data, the majority of men in my community, I see, on the average, when I leave the house, are married. The majority of men I see
data.
When I go, it is data, because that's how they get the data, sir.
That is not data. You observing, Dreaded, you're contradicting yourself. You're contradicting yourself. You saying what I see is not data.
Sir, once again, what I see, and what I see based on the statistics,
what statistics?
If the majority are married, and I go out and I see nothing but married men within my community, how is it not fact, sir?
Okay. Go ahead, Carl.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing great.
I'm 52, so my view is different, probably different than y'all's. I think y'all a little younger, but
I'm 42.
All right. It says, why should the average woman settle for the average man? I don't see no reason why they should, because it's like the generations done changed real quick in the last 5 to 10 years. I would say the last 5 to 10 years, it's been a big switch on how relationships looked at, how everything, and how my generation was raised as the man, and a woman should be in the house and all that. All of that's out the window now. So I feel like when you get a man and he's average, let's say he's average, but he got a kid in another household, that's taken away from his income that he is making. He can be working at CSX and making 50 or 60 or 80,000 a year, but he got two kids in that other household that's taking this away from their income, and the women don't realize it until they in that relationship. You know what I mean? That he's got this much going on. So you can look at average as it's okay, but it's not always what you're looking at, because somebody's life and what they go through kind of evaluates where they at. They might have a nice car, they might have this, they might have that, but it's still average. And don't no one want to be average. You know what I
That's
mean?
not true.
Everyone.
I don't want to be an average man. You're right. I don't mind. I don't want to be an average man. The
Yeah,
average man,
everyone.
the average man is below the average human being. But real quick,
Yeah.
dreaded Skywalker, when you ran, black men, 30% of black men are married, 50% never get married, 12% are divorced, and 6% are widowed. 52% of white men are married, 28% never been married, 12% are divorced. Asian men, 58%, 31%. So black men, the majority of black men are not married.
Yeah, I agree with that.
30% of black men.
The average household income, I believe, is like 35 to 38,000.
No. Household income is like 80 grand. Something like that. Yeah, I think it's like 80 grand. Commit to send $1 or more to support Public's Live, man. I appreciate that. Definitely. Go ahead, Carl. I don't think what you're saying really applies to the conversation right now, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right.
Because like, what does that even mean? Like, what do you? I'm sorry. Yeah, give it to me again. What's the point? I'm sorry. What's the relevancy?
I mean, you said, why should women settle for the average man?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, because of their morals and values. You know, they're different than someone that's above average.
And what are the morals and values of the average man?
Family, having your family together.
So the average man wants to have their family together. Okay. Even though the average man abandons their children and neglects their kids. Keep going.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Us, we don't do the right thing, but that's why I say it's generational gaps. When you're young, and it's like somebody tell you something in your ear and you know it, but it goes out the other ear when you're young. But once you bump your head, you realize it and you change. So I think with how much time.
Most men don't change though, Carl. That's what I'm saying. Most men don't change. I'm 42, brother. You can't. I mean, I know you're a little bit older than me, but it ain't like I'm some child. Like you talking to some underdeveloped kid, bro. I understand. I know men ain't changing. What are you talking about? Men are the men I'm describing, older, young. They don't show up for their families.
Dramatic for a man to change. It takes something dramatic. We just not gonna change.
Carl, that's a problem. If it takes a traumatic experience for men to change, you don't think that's a problem? And you're right.
Yeah,
that's the average man.
I think it's a problem.
Carl, hold on, wait.
A lot of them don't realize it.
Carl, wait. If the average man does ever decide to change, if we decide to change, it takes a traumatic event. You're right. I agree. Because a lot of times, even when the traumatic change happens, a traumatic event happens, we still don't change, for the better at least. So, but I agree that it usually takes some traumatic event to change. I agree. That's average. But then now you have to assume that everybody is going through these traumatic events or whatever the case may be, but they're not. Right? So we're waiting on men to go through these traumatic events. No, for us to change, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
I definitely understand. Yeah, I understand that. But in my life, it took something traumatic, you know what I'm saying, for me to change. I wasn't changing. If that ain't happened, I wouldn't have looked at health. I wouldn't have looked at going to the gym, working out, the things that really mean something. And a bunch of our young people don't see it. You know what I mean?
A bunch of young people don't see. Oh, I got what you're saying. Okay.
You can't see it. You blinded by I think you blinded by the person that you think you. What's the word for it? You blinded by your own consumption. You're thinking you're this. You're seeing multiple women. You're thinking, these girls love me. I got this going. But as you get older and time go and you see stuff that really doesn't mean anything. But when you at that age, it's like your youth is gone. You know what I mean? It's like you're fighting to find your value then. You know what I mean? And if you are taking into consideration when you're younger, to listen to the women. A lot of us don't, like me, I had plenty of women, but I never listened to them. I'm talking about good ones, CEOs, doctors, dentists, this and that. But the argument they still doing now to the day that I can understand now, I couldn't hear that then. You know what I mean? It's like it comes with maturity and growth. Some things just gonna come with time. Like I'm 50 and I'm still learning.
I think it comes with effort though, more than anything. I think it comes with men actually understanding that we need to grow and then taking the initiative to grow. That's what it comes with. But most men don't want to do that because in their mind, society doesn't benefit the men who do the work in that way. But let me read this comment real quick and just point out how much of a hypocrite Dreaded Skywalker is. Dreaded Skywalker just got done telling us how most black men are married, and that's how all he sees in his neighborhood, and he's married, and yada, 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 right? Then he tells this boy, Quan, to stay single. Then he tells this person, to stay single. Why? Make it make sense, bro. You just got done telling us how black men are married and Quran's not a boy. Oh, okay. Either way, boy, man or woman. Why are you telling them to stay single? You telling a woman to stay single? You think that's better? You just got done telling this black people are married and yada yada yada. Why are you telling them to stay single? That's crazy. Crazy work. What's the difference? I'm trying to understand. Go ahead, Carl. Oh, hold on. Let me read this super chat. It's not for everyone. She said, can they just stop bringing up statistics so the convo can stop being derailed on purpose? Why let them continue when you know this done on purpose? I mean, it's a tough one because, if the stat applies, then let's let it apply. But 99% of the time, they just be saying stuff as a stat and it ain't a stat. I agree. That's why I said they got to stop bringing up statistics because they just be yapping. Go ahead, Carl.
Oh, yeah. And I seen a lady in the comments say, I'm 50 and I'm still not there yet. But I think you can contest that 40 because you say you're in your 40s, that we always growing. At every different age, you learn something different. I think when I'm 60, I'm going to still be learning. But with that being said, I feel I'm a better person. It's just that when I was young, I didn't listen. I didn't take it serious. You know what I mean? But as you get older and your mind pointed toward that direction, then you can do better. But you got to want to.
That's facts. I agree. Hey, man, Carl, I appreciate you coming up, brother. Thanks for the words, fam. I'm going to rotate you out. I got some people in the queue. I got a lot of people in the queue. Q love.